Hi, welcome to Wealthy Mindset. My name is Oliver. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day. And in today's video, I'm going to cover AMC stock for April 19th trading day and the next couple of weeks as well. Going to analyze the graph to give you the lows and highs, essentially price target predictions. Now, quick disclaimer before I begin, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional. And everything I do share with you is just my opinion. It is not advice. So please do not buy or sell based off the information I give you or the opinions I do form. Please do your own due diligence and research before buying and selling. So we closed at $9.33 as of April 16th, 2021. We have a downward trend resistance line. We have multiple support levels. Like always, I'm going to cover the upside and downside just because nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. For all we know, some great news could come out tomorrow and it could spike up like no tomorrow. Some horrible news could come out tomorrow and could drop down like no tomorrow as well. So on and so forth. So again, form your own opinion, do your own due diligence and research, etc., etc. So we have a downward trend resistance line dating back since March 18th, goes all the way down. And we can see right here as of March 15th or April 15th, I apologize, got back tested, knocked down, and then got back tested again, but bounced off the support level right here that dates back since March 25th. This was a false breakout, by the way. So March 25th goes all the way through touch point, touch points, etc., etc. So even though it bounced off support, had a false breakout of the downward trend resistance line right here, it's not bad news as of April 16th trading day. There's good news to it. So when you break a downward trend or an upward, if you break support levels, resistance levels, it makes them more fragile where they could still break again. Now, is it a guarantee? No, it's not a guarantee. But given that the MACD line is curving to the positive, so this is the 1 month chart. It's trying to curve up to the positive. If you look at the 3 month chart, it's somewhat curving, so it might take a while, could get knocked back down and then continue at a later date. And then if you look at the 1 year chart, then you have curving, so that's good, at least that. The only thing is I want to show the 5 year chart. 5 year chart is kind of dipping down. Now, does it have to go in the negative? Just to let you know, by the way, in case you're a new viewer, MACD line, the significance of that is that when it's in the positive, for example, you see this blue right here, it's above the red. When it's a positive, it means it's more of a bullish outlook, like a bullish movement. And then if it's in the negative, it's a bearish movement. So right now, the stock is moving in a bullish way. And it could happen the same thing that happened here where it curved and it didn't drop in the negative. It just curved back up after a later date. So it could still curve back up. So it's essentially like this, just in case, right there. So like that. So hopefully that does happen. No guarantees for sure, but it's potential. Okay, so the reason why I'm including this upward trend support level right here is because, yes, it acted as support a bunch of times, like for example, even recently, 2 touch points. But there's a potential it acts as a resistance. I believe in the 3 month chart, it's a clean bounce off it as a resistance as well. But either way, what I'm thinking is going to potentially happen is either two things. Obviously, it could break up to the upside and go massive up. Or the main thing is, or not main thing, but one of the potential scenarios is it could bounce and get knocked down from the moving average or downward trend resistance line and then continue down to potential support levels somewhere. And then try to break through the downward trend resistance line at a later date. But again, like always, I'll cover the ups and downs no matter what. So if you think it's going to go to the upside and continue on this upward trend support line, which is not the cleanest, by the way. So I had a false breakout here, back test or bounced off of support here, false breakout, massive spike down. Well, not massive spike down, but a quick spike down, back tested support or bounced off of support. Had some situation slant here, but it could arguably because of the moving average and then bounced off of support here. So got at least 3 touch points and a questionable slant right there. So 3 touch points, MACD lines curving to the upside. You have a moving average that you could fall back as support. So if you think it's gonna essentially go to the upside or something and bounce back and forth on the support level and break through the downward trend resistance line, how it will play out. Okay, so if you're banking on it to continue on the upward trend support level and play out just like this, bounce off the upward trend support level and break through the downward trend resistance level, then you're banking on support at the 933. Now, before I continue counting the lower support levels, I'm just going to cover the upside first. So you'll have resistance at the essentially moving averages. So I'll cover the moving averages first, and then I'll cover the horizontal right now. So you have 944 resistance at $9.44, then between 947 and 950, and essentially the $9.50 range as well anyway, and because quite a bit of resistance at 950. But then once you pass 950, you'll have this moving average counting as resistance at $9.60, then $9.66, plus or minus a couple cents again, and then 978. Now the reason why I want to emphasize $9.78 is because you'll meet this downward trend resistance line if you do it quickly within the first trading day. And if that's the case, you have resistance 970, plus you might have a false breakout to the upside and get knocked back down because of the $9.78 resistance. Now, if you are fortunate to pass that, you'll have resistance at the $10 to $10.12 resistance level. The only issue is you'll have an issue at the $9.90 depending on when you meet this upward trend support level that acts as resistance a couple times here and there. So between the $9.91, $9.90, somewhere around the $9.90 range might get knocked down. So given that, it might be a little bit difficult, but once you pass that, you'll have issues between the $10 and $10.12. Then you'll have issues at the $10.26 price point, then $10.43, $10.55. Now, I don't think necessarily right off the bat the next few trading days you'll get past $10.55, but if you do, so I think this will be more like into a week time frame, you'll have resistance at $10.74, $10.81, between $10.74 to $10.81. Really massive resistance in that range. Passing it, I think it'll be more consolidating. It'll be like more of another week where it's $10.95 to $10.92, but like basically in the $10.90 range. So $10.90 to $10.92 to $10.95. Then once you pass that, $10.98 to $11.14. These are huge so this is a huge resistance level, the $11 to $11.14, and then the $10.74 to $10.81 is pretty strong resistance. Can you go through them quickly? Yes, you can. Nothing's guaranteed, so anything's possible, but quite a bit of resistance. If you do pass 11.14, the next resistance level is 11.22, but I'll elaborate more in a future video if it does break through that quickly. Now to the downside, what will happen if it continues on this downward trend resistance line right here, which is a possibility. It could get knocked down by this moving average. So let's say if it gets knocked down by April 19th, some time frame, like just bounces up, it could get knocked down at 950. Again, 950 is going to be a range that's going to cause issues anyway, nonetheless. So it could go up to 950, get knocked down, or even go up to 961. Essentially, you have range to go up to 970. So you have free range to get to 970, 978, but the moving averages could knock you down, like I mentioned, at the levels. And if you were to get knocked down, break through the support level, then you would have support after this support level at the 926. So $9.26. You have horizontal support as well at 927 anyway. So there's that. So quite a bit. Maybe there's a good chance it could hit 927 and then spike back up, or 926. So that is a possibility. No guarantees, but potential. Then there is support between the $9 price point, but if it breaks through the $9 price points, like the 9 clean or like the low 9s, then you have support at $8.99, $8.95. The only problem about hitting $8.99 in the $8.95, yes, you could bounce back up to the upside, but the problem is once you break like those clean numbers, like become psychological numbers hypothetically, then you would come back down to this horizontal support level right here that has a couple touch point right here. Even though it broke through, it has a touch, like you can see it bounce right there too as well. Then you would be relying at the $8.80 range, and then maybe $8.76 again. The only problem is if it breaks through and it keeps down. So essentially, just to show you this, I might be going all over the place a little bit. So let's just say it bounces on the support level, whatever, gets knocked down, and then finds support again and gets knocked down and just keeps going down, bounces off these support level right here, and just continues to the downside. So you have until like, let's say April 22nd, and just keeps going to the downside. You have support at the 850, 860, and essentially I guess the other like lower $8 price points, but it's not crazy strong, but there's quite a bit of strong support at the 850, 860 anyway. The only thing is though, I think what would happen is if it gets knocked down, which I don't think it's going to happen because the MAC line isn't a positive, but if it does keep getting knocked down by the downward trend resistance level again, personally, I don't think it'll get knocked down forever because it's shorted, and I'm going to cover the short as well, is because you have support at this 760. What I wanted to say, sorry, going all over the place. If it keeps getting knocked down past 850, 860, and I guess the low $8, then you would have support at the, like I mentioned in the past, 760, 770 price point. Maybe the 750 as a false breakout, but $7.60, $7.50, $7.60, $7.70. If you want to hypothetically have a good, decent entry level point. But I guess when we get there, I'll explain more and I'll let you know if it's good, decent support. But that's what would happen. Those are support levels or resistance levels to the upside. Those are support levels to the downside. But we'll see what happens. Now, in terms of short positions, the AMC stock right here, just to show you it's AMC, it shorted about 16% in terms of float and outstanding. And that's still quite a bit as of March 31st, 2021. So there's still play to be a short squeeze play either way. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it breaks this downward trend resistance line and actually goes to the upside instead of just a false breakout, because this upward trend support level, by the way, too, only acted as support twice, but once it passed the downward trend resistance level, it did not act as support. It just basically crushed through it. Could have been the shorts been shorting the stock during this time, because it was a massive drop. You had $10.11, I guess, give or take, and then just dropped down to $9.62, and then had another drop. This could have been panic selling right here, though. So this could have been the shorts shorting positions right here, and then this could have been panic selling, because yeah, based off the volume, one candle, like massive sold candle, and then just green, and then boom, panic selling right here. So again, take everything with a grain of salt. Nobody knows for sure. Okay, so that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did like the video, consider dropping a like. It does help out the channel. If you do like videos like this or other stock videos or other financial videos that I'll be posting, consider subscribing so you'll be notified the next time I do upload those videos. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.